Hi, good evening. Yes, another late night video update, really. Only because I don't edit, so I thought I'd show you what I'm up to. Because ideally, this would all be going into one video and edited and glamorized and all that, but it's not. Uh, I'm doing this for my own benefit, so I know where everything sort of goes. And also, this seems to be quite a common problem in the Saab 900 community. That this area of the car, uh, like I say, is a very common problem. Uh, so apologies, dogs with me, mothering me to death as normal. Want to see Bonnie? There's the bonbons, and she's after a treat. Typical cocker spaniel, sock thief, pain in the bottom, but love her to death. Don't we, bonbons? Hey. Right, so tomorrow it's been shit weather in the UK as normal. We've had high winds. It's ripped all my sheets off both my cars, the Saab and the Mini. But that seems to have died down. I think they call it Storm. This one's called Storm Extremely Windy, I think. But anyway, so the fans are the radius is pretty. It's the actual corrugation inside the radiator isn't that good, but it doesn't leak. So I'm going to strip all the fans off tomorrow, or over the next few days. I don't know. I mean, I've not even looked into the radiator side. Obviously, I mean, correction when I said about Saab introducing two fans, there's a single fan, and this fan is because the car has air conditioning, so it's an override fan for the air conditioning. It's the surround is great. It's just the core that's. Just bear with me. My tripod's getting in the way. The surround's great. The core. It's the filaments in the core that have sort of perished, being aluminium, but it doesn't leak, and it'll go back on the car. I'll clean it up as best I can, and it'll go back on the car. So that's a sort of a because I can't work on the car because of horrendous weather. I thought I'd bring it in the house. Don't tell the dragon. She's fast asleep in bed. So is the rest of them. If she finds this, which I'm going to have to put it all back in the garage and the shed before she wakes up. But basically, I'm getting quite close to getting all this media blasted or acid dipped. Obviously, you've got your slant panel, which mine is in quite good condition. It's gone. Probably if you've seen on previous videos, it's gone in these corners, uh, here and here. Sorry, there and there. Slight bit on the side, but 40-year-old, it's not too bad. All I'm trying to do with this is basically line up uh, again dating points. For some weird reason, this bit here has been squashed. You can see how thin it is. But before I put this back on the car, sorry, when I will put this back on the car before I weld all these sections because of the flutes. So basically, you got your oil cooler here, this side. That was the panel I did on my last update. I think update 15. This is all ready to go back into. It marries that profile across there, not this profile. It marries that profile, that being the center point, and that being the center point. So that this is oversized, so that will be cut back. That will be either bent or, I mean, it's 2.2mm steel, so not easy to bend in situ. So I'll either cut that into the same shape here and here, and then either probably tack weld the flange on, and then seam weld it across that side. Who has a bloody car in the dining room? I've got a few bits. I haven't been welding. I haven't done any fabrication because I bought what I thought was a good welding helmet off eBay. You know, like 20 odd quid, and you think, yeah, it looks fantastic. It's got flames on it. Don't I look cool? But I think the filters are quite shit on it, and it has taken its toll on my eyes. So what I would say is buy yourself a decent helmet with decent UV filters, because I've been suffering for the last few days. Anyway, so this is the top beam. I'll show you that. It's had an older welding approach to it, which isn't successful. It needs a bit of fabrication on that side. What I've been trying to work out is, that's the upper tray of the battery box. I've got the brackets. It's gone. It's gone there. I'll get that back together at some point. You know, get it acid dipped and shot blasted, whatever. And it's only the what the battery sits on. That's not a problem. It sits about here, roughly. I had a quick look under the car yesterday, trying to put all these points in from what's left on the inner wings and what's left that I've got here. You know, things like this point here, there, that little bit of rust there, that puts supposedly a dating point, that's still on the car, so I can work out exactly where they are. This round section of the lower battery panel, that sort of comes up right in the corner of the inner wing over here, and obviously I've got about 2 inches still on the car, so that'll marry up. These I've only tagged these in because I'm going to have to bead roll a section. First time I've never bead rolled before, but I've obviously got my bead roller for Christmas. I'm going to bead roll this sort of section in, and these are obviously the repair panels that are available, and they're the only repair panels because none of this is available. These are the only repair panels that you can get for the driveshaft turrets. I got these from Saab bits. I'll show you the part numbers. That's obviously mine's a right-hand drive, so that's the driver's side vertical repair panel. This is the driver's side lower panel. I don't need, I probably explained in the last video, I only need sort of this section here. These 3 points are where the lower wishbone mounts to on the under, and these 3 points again are the other wishbone mountings. They're not drilled here, but I've got a big gearbox cross member that comes across under here and eventually joins into the other aluminium gearbox protection members, which if you've got an 87 or 8 onwards, you'll see that doesn't have these 2 aluminium bars. It has a shaped piece of steel that protects the gearbox. So again, that's the difference on the on this being an earlier model. Right, so try and sort these out. I'm going to completely grind all these back. Again, original material. I've shown that before. There's a part number for the beam, obsolete as usual. But that should be quite simple to refabricate. When it gets to about roughly about here, it tags onto an N-shaped bracket onto the cross member, which I'm going to have to remake, but I've got photographs for that. I'll be able to do that. On here, this is where your drive shaft tunnel comes up on the inside of the engine compartment. So for me, this sort of section about the size of my hand, that's quite rusty, so that's going to have to be cut out, and then you're into the inside section of the drive shaft tunnel on that side. Just obviously because of storm extremely windy, I've just been doing a few little bits. Oh, he's a right sock thief. I think I've got 50 pairs of socks. Well, not pairs. I've got 50 single socks now. Don't know where she hides them, but I think that's what Cocker Spaniels were bred for, stealing your socks. The oil cooler, gave that a quick, it's in really good condition actually for its age, considering it's 40 in its original part. Got the part number there. If I can show you, I don't know if that comes out, just bear with me. I saw this bloody tripod out. There's the original part, which is 7544539. That's the oil cooler. So, oil cooler, intercooler. That's the turbo intercooler. That sits on the bracket that I showed you before, which I've restored. It's a bit pitted on this side. It's in body colour, and this is the 48-49mm vertical seal, all original. Grommets original part, Saab part numbers. Love the way Saab part number everything. 40 years ago, why don't we do this anymore? Why is it not that simple? Stamp Saab part number. Stamp Saab part number. Now this is from the slam panel. I've only done this tonight. This was again full of surface rust. It's a side bracket from the slam panel radiator side, and while the weather's been bad, I thought, well, yeah, go on, let's get it in the alchemy. So I've done that tonight. That's all ready to go. Oh, dog's back. Go on, oi. So yeah, this is the bit of the restoration that I like. Welding and grinding, I can't stand. But that's basically it. I've not got any further because it's now getting serious. I've got to start finalising the datum points and getting all these points, parts shot blasted and marrying them together. So bracket, that's the one of the brackets off the radiator mount, sorry, that sits onto the front cross member. But I've only done this because, again, it's for my benefit, but it seems to be that there's a lot of people suffering from front end rotten 900s. Why aren't they making these panels? They're not that hard, are they? I mean, yes, some are, yeah, guaranteed, but you know, for big companies to refabricate these, I mean, I've just done the classic Mini. I can get everything. I can get every bloody nut and bolt for that Mini. Can't get shit all for this car. Not a reasonable price anyway. So, a few part numbers for you, a bit of guidance. Obviously, don't do this in the house. The dragon will go mad. And she's a proper fire breather if she finds this. So, I'm going to leave it there, get all this out of the house, and back basically where it should be. Look after yourself. Take care. See you soon.